Okay. No, I took the time. I took the time to do so.
Okay, perfect. So for the recording, could you please mention your background? So your work experience, your education experience.
Yeah, so I've been doing my high school and my so I'm from France and I moved to Germany to do there my high school and my bachelor. I did my bachelor in business administration in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been working in the marketing field in Berlin, in Iceland, and in Ireland. And after that, I'm doing right now my Master of Sciences in Marketing at Trinity.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you very much. Also, your gender, yes, and your age.
Well, I'm a female and I'm 26.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Are you currently working?
No, studying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you aspire to work in the field you're getting your master's from, so marketing?
Definitely.
Okay, perfect. Could you describe your most recent experience of online recruitment at the application stage? So sending your CV, filling out the application form. How did it go and what was the job that you applied for, excluding interviews?
Mm-hmm. You mean during the crisis, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry, but I'm doing so I've been, the first application I sent was for Deloitte. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been applying first through LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn you have these job postings and you see the announcement for the job and you can simply click on apply for all your data to be sent to the employer. That's what I've done. And I've also been applying through their website.
Mm-hmm. So website and LinkedIn application, did you have to fill out, so through website, did you have to fill out some other sort of application?
I just had to put my CV, say why, what I've been doing when, what my qualifications were, my
Mm-hmm.
work experience from when until when I've been working where, that kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, did you have to send your letter, your personal statement, cover letter?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay, so three things, LinkedIn CV, your website CV, and the cover letter.
Yeah. They didn't ask for the LinkedIn, but since I've been applying through LinkedIn as well,
Okay, okay.
they have it.
Mm-hmm. So that's for Deloitte. Could you remind me, what was the job position?
Marketing graduate program.
Ah, okay, graduate program. Okay. How did you prepare for the application for that early stage? Maybe
Yeah,
did you tailor your CV to the job description or anything else?
exactly. Actually, I've been preparing before that for a month with the career service from Trinity. And here I've been talking a lot to Patrick Phillips and Christina Harney. They corrected my CV, my cover letter. They explained me how to best prepare for interviews, and they also learned me to tailor my CV to the job postings. So that's definitely what I have been doing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you. Love your concise and straight to the point answer. Thank you very much. What did you expect from the application process, the early stage, and were your expectations met? For example, in terms of communication, how long did it take them to get back to you, and how easy it was to apply?
It was easy to apply. I've been applying this week, so I don't have an answer yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I have to say I'm a bit concerned because I haven't got any email, be it on LinkedIn or anything else, telling me that my application has been taken into account and received.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly through LinkedIn, it was the first time I was applying like this, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused, and I plan to contact them next week to ensure that my application has been taken into account.
Mm-hmm. So your expectation was that they would have let you know, and they
Yeah.
didn't. Were there any other expectations?
Yes, to be taken, and that's not the case for the moment.
Yes. Okay. What difference do you see between these sort of online applications and traditional applications through referral, job boards, newspapers?
um, okay, okay, I have my answer. I stopped thinking.
Okay.
So I'm from the digital generation, so I don't have much experience with traditional application. However, I already found a job thanks to connections,
Mm-hmm.
who found that I was fitting this job application, and it's different because you play on a more human level. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So through a referral, it feels a little bit more personal.
Yes, human
Mm-hmm.
and more comfortable, and yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Did the application process, the early stage, somehow change your feelings about the company, about Deloitte? For example, your experience with their technology, their communication, branding, culture?
Not really. What
Mm-hmm.
changed was my viewpoint on them because I have been even more digging into the company to really tailor my CV to it and make sure that I want to work for them. And I have been impressed by what I've been reading, and I like the company even more.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Overall, how did you feel about this application process at the early stage? Positive, negative, mixed emotion?
No emotion about the application process in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to be applying for my first real job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, great. Did you feel like the job description was very accurate and all the information that they posted about the job was accurate?
It could have been more precise, indeed. Indeed.
Mm.
They only have been putting like you will develop promotional materials, but what will they contain? To whom will they be addressed? Will it be, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that could have been a bit more precise, indeed, and it would have helped me to picture more myself in the role.
Perfect. Thank you. Did you have any data privacy concerns when applying?
No, no, no.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you said that an application through a referral felt a little bit more personal. How did you feel about this application? Do you feel like it's a little bit more impersonal, especially considering that they haven't told you that they received the application?
Yeah, definitely. And you don't know who to whom. Yeah, yeah. In the job application, there were no names. Who to
Mm-hmm.
contact in case we have a questions.
Mm.
Who wrote the application? Who will be the marketing team with we will work. Impersonal, definitely, and the feeling to be one of 50, 100, 200. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Perfect. How would you evaluate the tools you used in the process? So it was LinkedIn, their website.
Mm-hmm. Um,
In terms of
well,
ease of use, convenience, friendly interface, like, dislike.
it was the interface on Deloitte was um, user friendly. However, LinkedIn is way more straightforward. I mean, you only have to click on apply, and they can directly see your CV, your face, everything. I prefer that, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's necessary actually nowadays to go on the platform and feel everything. I mean, everything's on LinkedIn, so
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. How can companies improve your experience with online applications at the early stage? For example, technology, communication, process, anything else?
Um, what I'm thinking of right now, spontaneously, would be to, when you're on, I don't know, on some banks. Yeah, for example, my bank, the Deutsche Bank, they um, they have put a link, like a chat on your bank account, and you can chat there since the COVID crisis with the representative from the Deutsche Bank, and You can also have a video chat with them. And I would have thought that this would have been a great idea or something similar to put during the application process in case there are any questions or the employer feels interested in your profile and you can directly speak to the person. I think that would be efficient.
Okay, thank you very much. How has the crisis affected your job hunting application process, excluding interviews?
When I compare to the to my experience looking for internships and jobs in the past, not really. Actually, I was surprised to see how many job postings were available in the marketing field. Not only in Ireland, but I've seen also many in Dubai or New York. So for the moment, I don't have the experience of what everybody's saying, like, oh my God, there is no job and everything, at least in the marketing field, digital marketing. Yeah, but definitely you have personally more of a pressure because, you know, okay, I'm looking for work in the middle of a sanitary crisis. Could have been more enjoyable, this job search, but other than that, no consequences, to be honest.
Okay, great. Now moving on to the second portion of the interview, which is all about online interviews, but I suspect that it would be for a different company, not Deloitte. So, okay, can you describe that most recent experience with an online interview? Was it during the virus, by the way, or before that?
The fair was like 3 weeks ago, so during the virus, and the other experiences I have with online interviews are not during the virus. Which ones do you prefer?
When you say the fair, do you mean it was for a specific job posting?
No, it was for marketing. Oh, no, it was for the marketing graduate programs of different companies.
Okay, that will do. That will be okay. Okay, so could you describe that process and what happened?
Yes. So Patrick Phillips sent us the link to a virtual fair taking place the week after that. And there were many companies, Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, Lidl, and many others. And there you had to be within the fastest ones to have a spot to register. I had this chance, and so I've been here again researching on the different companies, tailoring my CV to each of them to be able to tell them during the presentation, by the way, here's my CV. So that's what I've done, and on the day of the different presentations, interviews, I have been reading again what I've been writing on the company, and then they presented themselves, presented the marketing graduate program, how to apply, what to say. And after that, we were talking, I was asking questions, and some of them also asked me my CV. So I've been sending it, and we've been staying in touch on LinkedIn. So.
And it was all online, right?
Everything online.
Okay. Did they also ask you questions about yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to focus on them asking you questions, not the other way around, if that's okay?
Yeah.
How did you do anything in preparation for those interviews?
Yeah. I've been preparing myself to the 2 to 3 main questions everybody asks in interviews. So that the rest of the questions can feel spontaneous. So I've been preparing for why do you want to work at Lidl? What do you know about Lidl? And why do you think you would be a great fit at Lidl?
Okay, great. What kind of sources did you refer to for your preparation?
Internet, Google, and the company's website.
Okay, perfect. What did you expect during those interviews in terms of how they interacted with you, the whole process, communication, even technology aspects?
What did I expect?
Yes, and were those expectations met?
What did I expect? I expected personal, yeah, kind of not only talking about the company, but also seeing how you would fit. So personal questions, and also, but it was, yeah, partly met because like it depended on the company. Some company were only there to present themselves and say how you could apply. Some were interested in you, such as Accenture. Accenture.
Yes, Accenture. That's right.
Accenture. Thank you. And also, yeah, and some of them were only there to tell you, hey, send me your CV. Thanks, bye. So it really depended on the person and the company's culture. What was, I would say, maybe challenging was the fact that we were at least 2 until 15 students at every interview.
50 or 15?
15.
15.
For some we were 2, for some 15. So that was the, you know, when you're in front of a person, for example, you know, somebody was talking and I thought like a student was talking, I thought she was done, so I would say something, but actually she wasn't because there was a delay. So,
yeah, technology issues during group interviews as well.
Yeah, that was a bit frustrating.
And the more people there were, the longer it took for you to speak out for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What differences do you see between traditional face-to-face interviews as opposed to online interviews?
I believe there are more. I believe they are more, yeah, focused on the role and focused on your responsibilities, because you cannot have this human touch or this intuition telling you, okay, I could definitely see myself working with this person, because you're not in front of her. So it's a bit hard. So you focus on hard things, you know, tangible things that you are sure about, because you cannot focus on anything else because you're talking to a screen, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll go into a little bit more detail with this in later questions. Thank you. Did your feelings about the companies that you were interviewed for change somehow after and during those interviews?
Yeah. For some, I was like, for a company, I was expected to be super, I was super enthusiastic. And then when I've been talking to the people, it felt like they were only, you know, the mindset was, at least it felt to me like this, like, oh my God, I have a virtual fair from 8:30 until 17:30. I'm going to talk to 100 students. I'm going to say the same thing again and again and again. God. So, and after that, you know, you're in front of them and you're like, oh, I don't really know if I want to work for that company. So, yeah, for some of them, it was really unidirectional, you know?
So, because of lack of enthusiasm on their part?
Yeah.
Okay, so
What
that
I
was
can,
the main factor.
yeah, I can understand it, because, yeah, I can understand it, but it was not enjoyable.
Yeah, but still, it did affect your perception of companies.
Definitely.
Okay, how would you evaluate tools used in the process? I'm not sure if it was a Zoom conference.
Some companies were using Zoom, some companies were using Skype, and some were using their internal communication system. So it was, you were juggling between the whole tools, and you sometimes only had 1 minute to change from the one to the other. That was a bit stressful.
Would you be able to rank the tools in terms of your preference?
Yeah. Zoom first. Then Skype, and then the internal company's communications process, because I'm not familiar with them.
So familiarity plays a huge part. Why do you prefer Zoom to Skype?
You know this joke on 9gag saying the beginning of every Skype conversation is, can you hear me? No, can you hear me? No, okay, and now, so you know.
That exactly what happened today.
yeah, but on Skype I have the feeling that that it's even worse. It's maybe, yeah.
Okay, so you feel like Zoom is much more convenient to use,
Yes.
and connection is better.
Yes.
Okay. Overall, how did you feel about the whole interview process with those companies in terms of how included they made you feel and encouraged to express your thoughts, and how much they cared basically about you?
Well, there were really everything. Some were super thoughtful and good-willing, and some treated you as a CV. Um, so really mixed. Definitely, there was a correlation between the length of the interview planned and the amount of involvement from the spokespersons. For example, for the ones where we would only have 5 minutes, you know, what can you say within 5 minutes? And the ones which were lasting 30 minutes were way more intense.
Intense in a good way, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And you also said that some of them wouldn't even bother to talk to you, perhaps
Yeah.
not the best wording, wouldn't talk to you and would just straight away ask for your CV. Was it a relief, or did it evoke more of a negative reaction?
Negative to me. Not negative, but skeptical, because, yeah, exactly, skeptical, because how can you judge if I'm the best fit for the company if you don't talk to me?
Yeah. And did it affect your feelings about that particular company as well?
Well, you know, my mind is, yeah, because on the one hand, I definitely it's not positive, and on the other hand, I'm like, okay, it's one person from the company. So mixed.
Mixed. Okay, perfect. Did you have any concerns about data privacy during those online interviews?
No.
How about relying on nonverbal cues, body language? Did you find it challenging because you couldn't see them face to face, or was it not an issue at all?
I was seeing them through videos, but it was definitely, it was kind of an issue, but for me, not for their part, for me, because you know, you have to show during an interview that you want the job, and this also goes through your non-verbal language. So during during these interviews, I was trying to show on my face even more than usual, you know, that I was wanting the job, or trying to you know, what you just did, you were showing your hands in the screen to explain me something, and you know, usually you don't put your hands next to your face when you're explaining, you know.
Yeah.
So this kind of things, trying to convey some, yeah, I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it was a little bit more of a challenge, but at the same time, not too much.
It was a challenge, but it was a good one because it's a new thing to learn.
Okay, great perception. What about personalization factor? So you said that I'm not supposed to be suggesting anything. It's just an example. You can like take it in a completely different direction. But you've mentioned that the longer it took them to interview everybody, the more you feel connected. Was it the same in terms of how personal you felt they were?
Yes. And yes, and even yeah, and even, you know, and even the less people there were in the interview, the less students, the more personal it could get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. How can companies improve your experience with these types of interviews online? Maybe also technology, communication, overall process, anything else?
Yeah, maybe take enough time to talk to each of us, because we're taking the time to talk to each of them. So it would be nice if, yeah, if some companies could take some more time to talk to us,
Mm-hmm.
which would even mean take less students to talk to, you know, maybe to to sort before to which students they will talk and to which students they won't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and take more time to talk to us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How has the crisis affected your experience with online interviews
Mm,
or with
mm,
interviews in general?
mm. Um, well, before, when I was doing face-to-face interviews, I was able to ask at the end, okay, can I see the job I would eventually, I would be in? Like, can I see the physical place?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were meeting in the company. So
Mm.
you already had that gut feeling, okay, I'm fitting here or not. And you can even see your potential future colleagues, your potential workplace. So it was really nice. That's probably what I miss the most.
Uh-huh, I see. So getting the idea of their brand and their culture, company culture, by just looking
Yes,
around and seeing
yes.
people. Could that be fixed in online interviews if they provided you with some sort of video presentation of the place or anything else?
Yeah, or even a virtual tour.
Yeah, a virtual tour. That's a very good idea. Okay, thank you. I have to ask you for the recording. Do you have any experience with online onboarding, online recruitment, online orientation? Sorry.
Uh, you mean when there are several interviews and then you get to the job?
Yeah, when you get the job and they kind of provide you with an orientation to sort of make sure that you are on board with the rest of the team.
Mm, yes,
Oh,
one.
okay, online.
Yeah,
Okay, was it during the virus or before that?
no.
It was before. Okay. Well, could you describe what the company was and what the job position was?
Yeah, it was a job, like I was studying in Germany, in Berlin, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to find an internship in the context of my studies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during the holidays that I was looking, and I was in Paris at my family's place. And so I was looking from there, and I got several interviews. A few were on the phones. And with this company in particular, it was online through Skype.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked once. The first interview was with the marketing manager.
Mm-hmm.
It was a small company. The second one was with the founder of the company. And then they sent me the contract, and I was taken.
Ah, okay. And after they did sort of this online onboarding, online orientation.
Yeah, like during the first, it was not a real orientation, but it was during the first meeting. He showed me the apartment in which they were working.
Ah, okay. Did they introduce you to other colleagues or anything else?
No, except the marketing manager and the founder. No, but there were only 10 people, so yeah.
Ah. So basically what happened during that online orientation was they just provided you with a virtual tour of the place where they were
Yes.
working.
Yeah.
Did they do anything else during that online orientation?
Mm, not that I remember.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Did you have any expectations from that orientation? And if so, were they met?
Um, I would like to say yes, but it was my first internship.
Yeah.
I was 19. I
Mhm.
didn't have any expectations. I didn't had, yeah, I really was just discovering.
That's okay. That's okay. How would you evaluate the tools used for that orientation?
It was good. Everything worked. I could see the appointment. I could see the person I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was fine.
What did they use? Was it Zoom as well or
Skype.
Skype? Okay. Okay. How could companies improve your experience with online orientation?
Mm, maybe put different people, put your different colleagues in like virtual rooms
Mm-hmm.
so that you could talk to the one or the other as if you were there in person, like saying, hi, how are you? Since how long do you work here? Just to introduce you to them. And yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the orientation lacked the sort of introducing you to the rest of the team and
Yes.
get in touch with the team. Okay, perfect. Did your feelings about the company change somehow during or straight after that orientation?
Yes, because they were very mm, they were very how do you say that? Warm?
Welcoming? Yeah.
Yes, welcoming, warm, and treating me as a kid that I, like not, okay, not in the you don't know anything type, but more in the we'll take care of you type. We'll teach you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that was really enjoyable. And they also tested me a bit during this orientation. So, or
Mm-hmm.
during the the online interviews. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So their approach was very personal. Their friendliness was very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't ask that question because you had that orientation before the crisis. Okay, the final question. What are the most, I know you've mentioned a bunch of factors such as personalization, friendliness, technology, good connection. But to you, just to summarize, what are the most important factors that could really positively affect your perception of the company during online application process, the whole process, all 3 stages?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
That would make you feel like, yes, I really want to work for them.
Mm. Show me that somehow I will be able to learn a lot there, that I will
Mm-hmm.
be able to contribute a lot,
Mm-hmm.
that they care about their impact on the world, and that and trying to convey some of their values through
Mm-hmm.
a computer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So efficient communication of what they're all about, their values, their culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to convince me rationally and emotionally, if this makes sense.
Human touch,
Yeah.
personalization. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That's it.